Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So, I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, but unfortunately, the Pixel 6, our beloved Pixel 6, is no longer going to be supported after 3 more years. Okay, that's as close as I could get to actually 4 more years, right? Because we get the 5 years of security updates, 3 years of OS. So, maybe I played myself. Anyway, that's the best April Fool's thing that I could do. I want to talk about the Pixel 6, though, because it's a great phone, other than the issues it has had. So looking at the Pixel 6 and where it fits in the landscape now, I know I just recently talked about it, kind of like 5 months later, does it still make sense, especially with phones like the Samsung Galaxy S21 FE out there? Now we've got the A53 5G, we've got also the iPhone SE floating around, and really the landscape has changed a lot. And the Pixel 6 has changed a lot since we got it. And I could probably say that the Pixel 6 was the biggest April Fool's joke of last year in October, because it's plagued a lot of people when it comes to the software issues and all that stuff over the last 6 months. But finally, it seems like the phone is where it's kind of supposed to be, where it should have been 6 months ago. And today felt like a good day to talk about that, because it's come pretty far. And it's funny because, again, we have to look back to the week before, 2 weeks before the phone came out. And I know I look really good today with my glasses. I'll take them off so it's not so distracting. Really just a cheap plug. I ordered them the other day. I lost my glasses when I went to CES back in January. You never see them, though, because I can see this far without them. Anyway, so, yeah, when it first came out, it was fun. There was so much fanfare, and it was everyone saying it was the phone of the year. And it hadn't even shown up yet, and people couldn't buy it, which I thought was a little bit irresponsible. But the phone itself, I've largely enjoyed. Thankfully, I've been immune to most of the major problems, and thank goodness that I didn't have the signal problems, the Wi-Fi problems, or the Bluetooth, because that would have driven me absolutely mad. But I think probably for about 99% of people now, it seems like the phone is where it's supposed to be. And that's a good thing, because there were a lot of critical issues that certain people were having. And I know this is probably the biggest question on most people's list, because there's been such an inconsistency. And so many times that they try to fix something, they mess something else up in the process. And then something that was messed up would get fixed, but then they would break something else. Thankfully, the comments about people having complaints about things has gone down. There's a lot less, like very, very minute compared to what it was. And that's a good thing. There's still a couple people saying they have Bluetooth issues. There's still a couple people saying that they might have Wi-Fi issues. Largely, I haven't really heard about any signal problems. Still some overheating here and there. But I think you get that with most phones. I think now it's probably safe to say, barring any more things that Google tries to fix and messes up, we'll see how that goes with the next software patch, because, well, we've got our next security patch coming out hopefully the first Monday of April, which is not too far down the road. So I think that we're in a good place now. I feel pretty comfortable with saying, hey, if you're interested in getting one, you should pick one up. I still have a lot of people asking me about it. It's just really sad that it took till basically April, and the thing came out in October. I got mine like the 3rd week of October, but I think it officially launched on like the 27th. So November, December, January, February, March. We're on the 6th month of life on this phone, and we've already got the 6A on the horizon, which looks like it's been pushed back to July. It's going to be announced at Google I/O from what we're hearing, which I believe is in May. They're still having problems getting these things out there, but there's some hope. There are some good positives that have come out of this phone, which I guess thankfully they hit the sales records before they started having all the problems. I know a lot of people in the comments that have gone through 2, 3, even 4 of these things, having Google send them new ones and replacements because they couldn't make phone calls, they couldn't connect to Wi-Fi, they had a whole host of issues. And again, largely I think that's done, and hopefully we don't have this happen again. I think that the Pixel 6 is probably the worst of what we're going to experience. Android 12 was a large factor in this, and I think we can all sit down and admit that. It's not all hardware. It's not all just exclusive to the Pixel 6, because other phones running Android 12 have had significant problems as well at some points in time. And it's funny because even Apple with iOS now, and this is not this and them too kind of equation, but really, every time a phone company puts out a software update, there's always a possibility something could go wrong, and some people are experiencing lower battery life, and with the iPhones here with the latest patch. And I've even got a friend or two of mine saying, hey, is yours having this problem? Because mine, I'm only getting 4 or 5 hours of screen on time now, and I was getting like 9 or 10. So you never know. Anytime a company messes with something, they tweak something, they adjust it, you're always subject to that. But I think by and large, I hope the worst is behind us. I really do. Maybe that's a good title for the video. I don't think of the titles until after I record them, and I try and think of something fitting, just in case you're wondering. Some people are like, hey, I come up with the title, then I shoot the video. But I have an idea. I have an idea. I get up here and I think, okay, this is what I want to talk about. And then we see what kind of comes out of it in the process. Usually I think it's coherent. Sometimes I know it's less coherent, but that's my style. So if you don't like it, there's not a whole lot I can do for you. But right now, the way that the Pixel has progressed, basically since it's come out, I think it's finally mostly fixed. And I think that's basically something we can say about most people. Because there's still people that have been saying, I've never had a problem. And that's great. I'm glad you've never had a problem. I haven't had any major problems. So I'm thankful for that. I'm very thankful for that. And then there are people who have had those. So I think we're in a good position to move forward. Hopefully all of this is ironed out for the Pixel 6. And then the Pixel 7, hopefully we'll capitalize on all that, along with the Google Pixel Book, I believe is what they're calling it. The foldable phone that should be running Android 12L, which is more designed for foldable phones and tablets and stuff like that. So exciting things coming this summer and fall. And I'm concerned though, a little bit. Because when you look at the landscape right now with the S21 FE and then the big price drops on that, the A53 and the carrier incentives and also the ability to get that cheaper, $599 on this looked really good when it first came out, and now it's looking almost less than competitive in some areas because these other companies, more Samsung than anybody, is really trying to undercut them now. And I knew this was going to happen. I predicted it because when I saw that the Pixel 6 came out at $599, I said it was going to be disruptive and it was going to make changes in the industry, because when you look at a lot of the other phones, they just couldn't compete with that price point, which led to a lot of the aggressive early sales of the Pixel 6. So Google, from a marketing perspective, from a price perspective, and the hardware, other than the Tensor and Android 12 problems, I think largely hit a home run with the Pixel 6, and it really shook things up. Hopefully they can capitalize on that this year. I'm really looking forward to the Pixel 7. I'm looking forward to a really, hopefully a polished and more refined, more feature drops. Google I/O's around the corner in May, I believe it is. And we should get some more stuff then that makes the phone even better. So I think we finally hit the bottom of that slope, and now we can start climbing back up again. We can start rebuilding some confidence in the brand, in the phone, and also look forward to some new feature drops and see what it has to bring for us, because it's still got several years of operating system updates. This thing is going to mature as we move forward, and that's one of the great things we've always gotten with Pixel. Every year we get more and more new features and they build on each other. So this thing 2 years from now is probably going to be loaded for bear whenever it comes to additional features from where we were day one. So it's been a learning curve, it's been some frustration, and hopefully a lot of that's gone now. I know there's still some onesies and twosies here still experiencing issues. Anytime we have anything that messes with the phone, when we have patch updates, when we have software updates, when we have feature drops, I'm still going to cover that stuff. I'm very much dedicated to the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 family, which we've built here. It is a core pillar of this channel, and I'm glad you guys are here and have been supportive, and hopefully you didn't mind my April Fool's joke at the beginning of it. But anyway, I wanted to have a little bit of fun, but also wanted to talk a little bit, kind of a state of the union with the Pixel 6, because things, I think, have kind of plateaued in a good way. No more bad stuff, hopefully. And we'll keep moving forward and see where it goes. And we can enjoy this phone the way that it was meant to from the beginning, especially those of us who have kind of caught up. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button, and a little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.